A Biographical Criticism of a Good Man is Hard to Find by Flannery O'Connor. Created by Sarah Shelley Serrano and Odalie Rojo Rivera. We decided on a biographical criticism to examine O'Connor's literary works, which were heavily influenced by her home life and her upbringing. A biographical criticism is a very personal form of literary criticism, as it analyzes the author's biography, which shows a relationship between the author's life and their works of literature. O'Connor's religious background heavily influenced her works and are often a common theme presented. She described many of her stories as being centered around original sin. Violence, as it is described in the Catholic faith, was a constant force present in A Good Man is Hard to Find. O'Connor's works were heavily criticized. O'Connor understood that the modern generation was slowly being desensitized in everyday life, and so she wrote stories that had even more of a shock factor. O'Connor's religious upbringing resulted in an intense faith in Catholicism. She believed that Christ was no longer a priority in the eyes of youth. Because of this, she often used the concept of fear to try to influence religion onto her readers. In A Good Man is Hard to Find, the name of the troublesome boy is in correlation with the founder of Methodicism. She often portrayed those of Protestant faiths in a bad light because of her own dislike for them. The main antagonist of the story, the misfit, is a looming threat even in the very beginning of the story. The misfit is the personification of the disease that took the life of O'Connor's father. The same disease haunted O'Connor and prevented her from leaving her quaint hometown. She suffered from the disease for most of her life, but was at the peak of her suffering when she wrote A Good Man is Hard to Find. However, she used the disease to her advantage. As her disease made her physically unable to leave her hometown of Georgia, her surroundings also influenced her writing. Although she wrote during the peak of segregation, she was restrained from writing about the issues of her social issues of her time. Thank you for watching.